The disrespect of this individual only bring AB1 into this Kano matchup. I messed up the tunic trigger here due to the fact that I'm on manual trigger mode. Manual tunic mode. Luckily for us, we have a good starting hand to send Spindle. We have an extra blue to look off the top. Some people might say that after Spindle. I just like to send it on top just in case. For this very reason, we're running flares. Red flare gives an extra 3 to peek off the top on Spindle. We get to look at a solid 6 cards. Upon reviewing this and having the Discord look at my video, I fumbled up this opting. There is a play line here. You could pick and choose which cards are on top, but with that red flare and overflow the Aether and blazing combined, there is a missed opportunity of 15 points of damage where we send flare into overflow. If they AB one on both, that is 3 from flare with the staff, and then another another 5 from that, and then on top we have blazing. I did end up bottoming blazing because I'm like, oh, it's too early to see blazing at the moment. And we end up blocking and only playing the overflow and the Epot. I mean, the hand we end up keeping is flare overflow. We can't even play the flare and overflow together. I was thinking maybe an arsenal one or the other. At least here we get to Kano the Epot off the top, I guess. Yeah, after blockings, all we get through is the Epot and 3 points of damage. Yes, we got the Epot, but it would have been nice to have that flare and combo right there. So sometimes you just got to take a little extra time, especially on Talishar. I know some people like to quit early, but just tell them thinking, sorry, especially they know you're opting. It's Kano, you should take some time for that. But I was streaming, I was talking, and I was just rushing through it because I saw AB1. It's an easy kill. That's not always guaranteed. I did lose a victor match against AB1. That one was due to brick hands and poor sideboarding. Here, our new hand is 4 blues. If they don't send any meaningful on hits, I just love to Kano off the top a couple times and play the deja vu that we have as needed. They only did send up the hammer. We don't need to block that. There's no reason. We have such a blue heavy hand that's meaningless damage to us at the moment. We do get Destructive Aethertide off the top. With AB1, with staff and arcane twinning, we can easily go off their arcane barrier and get rid of their arsenal. Thank goodness we did, because that was a CNC on top. Nobody likes to deal with that. We do get an interesting hand of 2 Sonic Booms and a Wildfire. Of course, I would love the Arsenal, the Wildfire if I get the chance, but unfortunately they did have 3 Might tokens for this, so it is coming in for 9, and I don't want to take extra damage and lose my energy potion. So I full block with the hand other than the potion. It's not a big deal. It's our first Wildfire. We got 2 more left. Another simple hand here where we get the option. If we get the option, I would love to keep the 2 blues and the flare so we can send flare off the top, send flare, and then see what we get off the top. Looking back at how I blocked, 5 generic damage. I'd rather save that 3 for if they have a meaningful on hit again on the back side of this. Sometimes it's just a bait when we're higher health for us to block. And now that they're sending 7 here and we don't really have anything going on with their hand, I don't see it unreasonable just to block this and keep on going. And now we end up drawing into our second wildfire and draw 3 blues. So if you really wanted to, you could use this hand since we have 2 energy potions and a deja vu. We have a decent amount of resources on hand. Again, they're sending another generic 5 damage. I end up not blocking this time because I have a lot of blues and I can do stuff on my own turn. They end up hammering here. I was contemplating again whether or not to combo. I'm counting my resources. That's one of the biggest things you should be doing as a Kano player if you want to think you can combo. Earlier in the year, I never counted my resources. If I saw 1 potion, a wildfire, and 3 blues, I YOLO'd the shit out of that every single time, and I never killed anybody. Because I never counted my resources. I never thought, what am I going to be doing? What am I looking for off the top? Yeah, they're at AB1, and we have a wildfire and a bunch of zaps. So we could kill them. That's the threshold. It's like 22 to 25. You can just blind send zaps with wildfire. So, if we're counting our resources, we have 13 resources with the deja vu and rags. That gives us 16 resources. We get an additional blue out of that. And we can get Gaze the Ages back off the top of that, making us even higher in resources. I think it was a little premature to send it at 24 with my experience. Those more experienced in Kano, let me know if 24 in this hand is like, just send it. Whatever you get off the top is golden. For some reason, I don't send Metacarpus with it. I don't know why. Because with the Metacarpus and the extra E-Pot with the zaps, that's a missed out 6 damage. So another error is not sending the Metacarpus. If we're going to send combo, just send the Metacarpus. Might as well get him as low as possible. And that, looking at his health total at the end of our combo here, 6 damage would have killed. Oh, we got an extra peak off the top because we saved a potion at the end. Why were we looking for an extra peak? We could have just dealt the damage and killed him. Plus, the extra peak gave us a card we couldn't use. And unfortunately for us, we draw up and we see the next card was Blazing. Sometimes you get lucky and we could just Blazing there. They are sending a Weakest Link. I end up blocking with Sonic Boom and the second Blazing that we have. So that way we can play Potion and Blazing into Arsenal. That way, since we still have Metacarpus, we can guarantee we can kill them with the remaining zaps on top. And again, I missed Tunic Trigger. I think it was possibly 2 times that it's essentially almost a whole resource missed. On the top right, I'll try and keep a total of missed triggers for you guys, so you can flame me about that. Again, I'm premature on catering off the top. I'm at 9. Sure, that's low, but they still have 3 cards. This attack isn't going to kill us. They have to pitch another card to guarantee lethal with attack reaction being pummel. When I'm doing stuff like this, I get too greedy when I see AB1, I'm low, they are low. I should still wait until the last point of damage, not block, because I'm going to try and kill him this turn. But remove as many cards as possible. Even if they're at 3 reds here in their hand left over, that's 3 opportunities to Arcane Barrier 1. Whereas if they send their hammer after this, or they play pummel, that's marginally less resources. Again, we should have waited, so we don't have to worry about them being any of these cards they pitched. It's a Guardian. They have blues. They're going to do it. We end up using Metacarpus in our potion, and luckily, we end up seeing enough zaps to push through damage perfectly. And we win. This isn't always the case. We win, which is a good thing. We want to win, but doesn't mean there isn't something to learn from this. Wins and losses, there's always something to learn. I make this channel to show off the average experience for somebody that is not a high tier player. I give my examples and my opinions on what I was doing then and what I could do in the future to correct anything. I want to be the top tier Kano player, but without making adjustments, there is no growth to achieve rank 1 Kano. If there's anything else I missed in this review, please put down in the comment section, as well as what you're taking to RTN season, Road to Nationals. I'm torn between Fang and Kano. I really love Draconic, and I think Fang is a little slept on. I'm leaning towards Kano just because I am more proficient with the deck. I have not played Warrior ever in my life of Fab. But Fang does put up numbers, and that sounds fun sometimes.